Happy Friday, everybody. Welcome to another newsletter and another end of a week of BIO259. So we did our first set of tissues. We looked at epithelial tissue. Then we switched gears a little bit to look at the integument, and then we switched gears back to look at connective tissue. The other thing that I want to talk about that we did this week was the lab exam. So you should have all finished your lab exam by now. You'll get those graded and back to you by the next time that you're in lab, and we'll have answer keys there for you to check your answers just to see that everything was graded correctly. Please keep in mind that these are all graded by hand by your lab instructors, so please give them a little bit of time to do all the grading. You know, some of our instructors have multiple lab sections, and so it will take them some time to get back to you. But we have a goal of getting everything returned to you by your next lab period. Now, in terms of the clip of the week, again, I decided to do another AI podcast. I hope you really enjoyed last week's AI podcast. It's actually pretty interesting because the AI podcast is actually referencing a bunch of the examples and a bunch of the analogies and metaphors that I use in class. So it is really a tailored experience for you. If you were in lecture and you were paying attention, the AI podcast should speak to you, and I hope that it does. In terms of next week, we're really going to be diving into the bones. I know that you've been doing a whole bunch of bones during the lab. Now we're actually going to revisit some of that material in lecture. So if you remember in lab, we had you learn things about long bone structures, right? Like the diaphysis, the epiphysis, the periosteum. All of that information is going to come back. So if you're not 100% sure, not 100% confident in your understanding of long bone anatomical terms, now's a pretty good chance to review that material and be ready for next week. Because we are next week going to do bone growth, bone development. We're going to be talking about some bone anatomy, some things that are just a little bit harder to talk about in lab, we'll do in lecture. And this will be our nice transition to really rounding out our module on the bones. So to help you out, I actually picked out one of my favorite videos from the Amoeba Sisters. The Amoeba Sisters are a great YouTube channel. They cover everything from intro bio to advanced anatomical concepts. One of the concepts that they cover is the skeletal system. So take a look at that video. It's a nice little preview. If you don't look at this before class, that's all good. I would just highly recommend you take a look at this video once we're done with next week, just to make sure that you've understood everything that we cover. So that's going to close out another week in Bio 259 Human Anatomy and Physiology. We made it to the end of week 5. Week 6, the bone week, starts next week. So I hope you all get some rest. Try to enjoy some cozy time while it's super rainy outside. Stay safe, stay healthy. I'll see y'all next week.